unajua bado nakupenda. Love is crazy, you know. 1 minute you feel she's wild and everything. Another is crazy, you know. Friends, family, the pressure's there. I don't blame you, baby. I got nothing but love for you. Kihoro Mystery, loving you wrong.
That is Loving Wrong by Kihoro Mystery and Patricia Kihoro, guys. And I am super, super excited, super humbled, super honored to have Miss Patricia Wangeshi Kihoro. Let me tell you guys, she needs no introduction. She is a multi-talented Kenyan singer, songwriter, music supervisor, actress, media personality, improv comedian. She is a multi-potentialite, is what I'd like to call her. She is charming, multifaceted, down-to-earth woman whose personality is as smooth and warm as her voice, which continues to grow. Patricia, how are you doing this evening?
Yo, what an intro. That was such a lovely intro. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for coming and just sparing some of your time to come. And as we celebrate you, I would like to get to talk about your journey and get to just be able to know who you are and for our listeners as well. Let us talk about your journey. And I'm going to start in Moy University. You enrolled in the School of Science and Psychology. And while you were at Moy is when you opted to audition for Tasker Project Fame.
No.
No? Tell me.
Actually, let me tell you, that journey starts even like way back.
Way back?
Yeah.
Please
I started
put
singing,
me on.
Like I started singing in public when I would say, well, in school, 7, 8, but like in front of an audience outside of school, I was 9. And I would get really excited to like perform at weddings and like I just wanted to sing.
Yeah.
And as I went through high school, you know, I was in mass choir, I was doing music, just trying to immerse myself in everything to do with music. But in high school, because the subjects and the clusters were a bit like if you do well in physics and the sciences, then you can't do the arts.
Yeah.
So I ended up having to do physics and bio and chemistry and agriculture, which is wild. And then when I went to uni, a friend of mine introduced me to her friend who was a singer. So I started spending time in studio and I would do ad-libs for her songs.
Okay.
Her producer at the time was Ulopa. That wasn't his name then, though. He was still going by Paul Kibukosia.
Yeah.
And then I would come to Nairobi to just like try and find whatever it is singing, like at the studio doing jingles, doing BGVs, background vocals for people. And then... you know, I did a couple of plays as well in uni, or even before uni, actually. But then after uni.
Okay, that's when...
uni. Like, it must have been like a whole year.
Wow.
After uni is when I auditioned for TPF.
TPF. Yeah. So we can say your first love was music.
Yep.
Incredible.
It was my first love. But before that, I'd already done one season of a TV show called Changes.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about your journey when it came to now acting. How was it juggling both acting and singing at the time?
Well, it wasn't really much of a juggle. So my first acting gig I actually got because of singing. I was in this band called the Rude Boys Band, which was a reggae band. It was put together by Nazizi because she wanted to play music live. She wanted to perform and do her stuff, her shows with a live band.
Okay.
So she put us together, and whenever she's performing, we would be her backing band, and then we'd also have our own independent gigs. So at one of the gigs, there was somebody in the audience. His name is Alex Kamau. He came up to me. He was like, hey, by the way, do you do any acting? And I was like, yeah, because I'd done like a couple of musicals.
Yeah.
And so he told me about this TV show that they were auditioning for. So I showed up for the audition. I was supposed to, it was just like a supporting role.
Yeah.
House girl, and I think I really did well at the audition.
Yeah.
Because I did 2 takes. I did like what the script said, and then I asked them also if I could kind of just do my own thing. I didn't get cast for that role.
Okay.
I ended up getting cast for a major role, like a lead role.
Incredible. And you played Pet, right?
Yes, I did.
Pet Nanjala.
Yeah, wow, look at you.
Yeah.
Were you like a top student in school?
Not really, actually.
Stop it.
Let me tell you, nilikuwa uko chini. But I just love what I do, and I really love what you do.
Thank you.
Yeah, incredible. So how was acting? Because you were doing theater, but then when you're doing TV, it's a bit different. Tell us about that.
So the TV acting was actually quite an interesting experience because it was my first time. So getting to learn about how, shows are filmed, doing different takes of the same line, the same scene.
Yeah.
You could end up doing a scene like 5 hours, just doing this and that and this and that, and like continuity issues, and making sure like everything is captured.
Yeah.
But it was so much fun. I really enjoyed myself. It was such a great gig. And I think I did 3 seasons of that TV show.
Wow. Incredible. Let's talk about Tasker Project fame. You auditioned.
Yes.
How were the auditions? How was the journey? And you made it to a finalist. That must have been huge.
It's so wild because I really didn't want to do TPF, but like I had everybody in my life kind of like encouraging me to do it. No, just go. For me, I was just thinking, it's a reality show. It's this. I don't know if it's for me. But there's a friend of mine, her name is Renee. She actually said, look, I'm going to take you for this audition. I'm going to audition myself too.
Yeah.
Just to make sure you audition. So I auditioned. I got through the first round. There was like maybe 4 rounds before we actually got into the house. So I remember before getting into the house, we stayed at a hotel for, I think, was it 2 weeks or 1 week? Not meeting anybody, like just prepping us to get into the house.
Yeah.
And the day I got into the house, I was just like, oh my God, like this is happening.
Yeah.
Am I actually in here? So I just remember thinking, okay, cool. I just hope I don't get eliminated. My goal was just to get to the end.
Yeah.
Because I kept saying, I just don't want to go home and have to watch the rest of the show from home.
Yeah.
So that my goal was just to get to the last day. That's it. and that was wild. It was such a wild experience. My gosh, yeah.
Incredible. I want to know, as an actress, you have done national theater. I want to know how that was as well, because there was a couple of things that you did, and I want to talk about how that had an impact on your career.
I think for me, because like I say, my professional career in the arts started with musical theater. And it was just, again, it wasn't even something I pursued. It's a friend who was like, oh, by the way, I'm going for this audition. You should come.
Yeah.
Like, what is that? It's like, no, just come. The friend is Jack Rooster, the DJ.
Ah, nice. Yeah, I know Jack.
He also auditioned. He has a beautiful voice. A lot of people don't know he sings. So him and his sister were auditioning. We all got cast.
Yeah.
And then he pulled out, I think, maybe after a couple of weeks, but his sister stayed in the show. But I think... one, just based on the relationships I made in that show, it was Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Yes.
It was a Sterling Q production. And just learning also like what musical theater is like. I love to sing. So for me, I was like right at home.
Yeah.
And I think it was a good like starting place just to have rehearsals every day.
Yeah.
Making sure like learning everything, learning lines, learning music. It's intense, but I think the discipline that went into it was very impactful, and it kind of just like opened my eyes to what like stepping into a role, because I had multiple roles in that production. So many of us did, like going, because it was about Joseph and Egypt. Ule Joseph mwenye aliuziwa akaenda Egypt.
Yeah.
So you're playing different roles. In different parts of his journey. And then I was the lead actress is the narrator.
Yeah.
I was her understudy. It was Linda Mudhama, who was in TPF2. So it was just, it was such a fantastic start for me, I think. And so many of the people in that production or in that world are still in, the acting, TV and acting. They're still there till today. That was, 19 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I always like to ask actors and actresses about imposter syndrome.
Oh my God.
Tell us,
wow,
how do you not lose yourself?
Mimi kwanza, it's like brand ambassador for imposter syndrome. My God.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think it's a constant journey. And some people have it worse than others.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's gotten to points where it's been debilitating, where, I'm invited to something, or just these things I haven't gone for, or like I just was like, I'm not available because I was like, nah, they got the wrong person. No, it's not me. Like, but I think it's something that is like a constant journey, and like, I think especially with a career in the arts, for a lot of creatives and creators, you find that you do the things you do not because you just like loosely want to, it's because you just can't not do it.
Yeah.
It's a thing that is so in you that you can't not. Like, it's almost like a misalignment when you don't, express yourself in that way. So that's the thing that always brings me back to just do the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just do the thing.
So I'm guessing you have turned down roles.
Not even turned down, like even just said, even for the audition, I'm just like, oh, it's not for me.
It's not for me.
There's better people for this.
Yeah.
Just, no. I mean, right now I'm even coming out of a season where for a couple of years now, I've just been like, I don't even call myself a singer anymore, because I know. There's singers.
Yeah.
Singer. And then there's me, who was just like thinking, I mean, yeah, my head, sometimes my mind can be like very, I don't know. But it's, today I had a conversation with somebody who was just like, Patricia, stop that.
You're too hard on yourself. And I guess, I don't know, for me, I'm like a perfectionist. Like, I want, to be able for things to look a certain way. And I don't know, like, I feel like as creatives, we're so hard on ourselves. Yeah. Yep. And you just came from an audition.
Yeah.
Please take us through your auditioning process. Do you have like a dialogue you stick to? What's your process like? And what advice would you give somebody who is getting into that industry?
Yeah, well, all auditions are different. Sometimes they ask you to come with a monologue of your own. Other times they send you like parts of the script and just, a character description, and they tell you, this is who the person is, and here are your lines, and maybe a couple of notes. So this one was that kind where they send you the sites, the parts of the script. So there was an initial audition on Monday. Go in, just get the lines memorized, internalize them, and then you kind of like just do the lines in front of a camera.
Yeah.
And then the callback was today. But then the callback today also included a lot of other like people auditioning as well, which is why I was there from 1:30. And I only did my audition at 7:15 to rush here.
Yeah.
But today was, so today's audition was now like you doing your line with somebody else. So they're also trying to read for chemistry.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
But one important piece of advice that I sort of try and let people know is, a lot of times, by the time you're called to audition, it's not about your talent. You're there because they believe that you are a good actor. So if it's a no, it's not because you're bad. It's just because you don't fit the character.
Yeah.
A lot of times now they're doing the audition so that they can find the perfect character. So that's what it's about. So once you let go of that, like rejection that you may feel because you got a no, it's not because you didn't do a good job, or you know, they think there's somebody better than you, or they're just casting the same people over and over. It's really just about how well do you fit the character. So do your best to learn about the character so that you can showcase how you play that character for an audition. It's not about you.
Yeah.
It's about the character.
The character.
And that takes away a lot of the pain of like, if it's a no.
Yeah.
So even today, like at the audition, so many actors and actresses were there, and it's and then you hear, oh, if you're reading for the same role, it's like, oh, all the best.
Yeah.
In fact, I even said today, this is the kind of audition where if I don't get it,
At least
I'm so happy that you got it,
gonna get
because
it.
like you're also like a really brilliant actress.
Yeah.
So that's what it's about, and yeah, to just keep the thing is just to keep improving your craft. For me, watching TV shows and movies is like also just learning and like looking at technique and trying to better myself, being super curious, because a lot of people, when they go into a role, it's not just about pretending to be this person, it's learning who they are. So ask as many questions about them, because a lot of what we see on the screen is what motivates them. Why did they say that? Why did they say it like this? You know, so that's why you'll find somebody like Morgan Freeman, you know, it's like they've played many roles, but every single role you're just like sold. You know,
I hear you.
They're not being the same person in every role. They really take their time to understand the character, ask the director questions, ask the writers if you have an opportunity to just understand and, you know, use as much detail as you can to bring that character to life.
I'm curious, who inspires you?
Your question.
Because I know your mom is in there.
Yep.
Mudhoni, the drama queen.
Yep.
This Is Us.
Yep.
Let's talk about the industry.
Yeah.
Who inspires you?
I mean, you've said them, but those are just some of them. Like, I think it's never just one person or never just those three people.
Yeah.
It's constant, like, learning more about people and having different parts of their story inspire who it is that I wish I could be.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I watched this interview that Will.i.am did on Diary of a CEO, and he was talking about his mental health as well. So talking about creativity, talking about depression, talking about ADHD.
Yeah.
And first of all, the way he spoke, I'm like, I speak like this.
Oh.
Like, I speak in analogies and metaphors all the time. All the time. And then just him describing, because one of the questions he was asked was, you know, what's it like to be in your head? And I just, like, I haven't resonated with somebody in as much as I did with him. So, yeah, it's different people, different days will inspire me. And so right now I could also, like, add to that list Will.i.am.
Will.i.am.
Yeah, like that really got me.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So you got to play the leading role in the film Miss Nobody.
Ooh,
That
where did you find these things, my Jesus?
That led you to be nominated at the 2011 Kalasha Awards.
Yes, 2012.
Yeah, 2012, sorry. And that was for the lead actress and
I don't
film.
even talk about that. It's a short film, you know, it was like, hey, my God.
Ebutwambie.
Hey, yo, that was, so, yeah, that was interesting. It was an interesting role to play.
Yeah. Take us through it.
It's one of those things I watch and I'm just cringing.
You're cringing?
Like,
oh, no.
I remember even when the nomination list came out, I was just like, I'm not even gonna like talk about it. I'm not gonna ask people to vote. I just don't want people to know about it. But it was like a poignant like message, because that was one of those educational short films.
Yeah.
About a funny story. So in that short film, it's the girl that I play. Her mother had passed away. Her mom had HIV, and then she passed away because she didn't have access to medication that was being donated. And there was this NGO run by a corrupt guy who was just eating the money. So the guy, you know, my character is like sets out to expose this person. Funny story. The guy who played that character, years later, I see him on NTV being exposed.
Yeah.
He was a pastor or pretending to be a pastor.
Yeah.
And he was taking money from people and promising them visas to Canada or something.
Oh, no.
So he was being exposed on TV. Like
on
in
TV,
real
like
life.
in real life.
And I was just like, what are the
odds?
Can you imagine? Yeah.
That is crazy.
It's wild.
Yeah. Now, you know, when I was doing my research on you, I was like, you've done so much. In 2013, and correct me if I'm wrong, you had Life in the Single Lane.
Yes.
You wrote this,
Yes.
you performed, you directed, you produced. Girl, how? Take us through why you thought to do this and how that journey was.
So, actually, let me actually give credit to this lady called Daisy and her, ex-husband now. His name was Seth. So, together, they would put up these productions, stage productions about married life, like different aspects of married life, couples. And so, in 2013, Seth was one of the writers, and she was producing this TV show called Groove Theory, which was a musical TV show on Zuku. And at the time I was dating, I was kind of seeing some guy who was really taking me through the ringer, you know, like proper
character development.
Yes, character development. And Daisy, who's such a sweetheart, like would also take time, like we'd chat and just like talk about like, oh, stuff, yeah, imagine he's not picking my calls, he hasn't responded to my WhatsApp, And so after we finished that production, her and Seth got in touch and they were like, hey, you know, just based on all the things you would share, we're thinking of doing a play, but now about like single people.
Yeah.
And so we would meet up like for lunch, and then I'd really just talk about the drama. And then the husband would just like be writing this play. And so as we were rehearsing and, you know, initially I was just like, okay, I don't know if I'm feeling this so much, but we were rehearsing, they'd cast it, you know, they'd cast people that they'd worked with before as cast in their previous plays.
Yeah.
But then when the poster came out that they had done, it had just my face on it.
Okay.
And when I shared it, people at the time even thought it was like an album launch. They thought it was like, oh, Patricia's doing something. It's Patricia's. And I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
People are expecting something that's very different from what we're going to put up. And so by this time, because they were producing it as well, they booked the venue, which was MJC. Yeah. It was supposed to be on a Thursday. And I was just feeling very conflicted. And so on the Monday, I was just like, I think I don't want to do this. I don't know if there's an option to cancel or to postpone. Yeah. But I'm just not feeling very aligned with how it's shaping up to be. Not that it was a bad play. Yeah. It was great. I just felt like the communication was not aligned. And then I called them back after a couple of hours and I was like, look, I have an idea. There's only one person who I think I trust to execute that with me on stage. Yeah. I don't think it's ever been done before, but, you know, why not? Why not? They were like, okay, cool. And so I called up my homie, Jason, who I do BOSS with, so Jason Runo. And it was this, like, improv, no script. The only thing that I knew for sure was the songs that I would sing. And so it was a mix of me talking about a situation and then acting it out and then singing a song about it. Yeah. All, like, based on dating scenarios that you could experience in Nairobi. Yeah. So basically, what is Nairobi character development like from different people? So Jason played all these different men, and then the different segments were based on different experiences. Yeah. And so we did the first one. It did well, sold out. Some people were sent home because it was full. So I was like, let's do a second one in 2 weeks, just to cater to the people who were sent home. Yeah. They came. Some people who were there for the first one came again, brought their friends, sold out again. People were sent home again. Yeah. And the second time they produced it as well. But then now from the third one, which I did a month later, we agreed, you know, since it wasn't the kind of show that they usually did, that I would now continue on, you know, by myself.
By yourself.
Yeah, so they were there for the first 2 shows as producers, and then, but then everything else that happened on stage was basically, you know, what I had sort of, I even remembered like the messages when I'm sharing the post. It was like, please come, it's an experiment. I don't know, but just come through.
Yes.
Tickets were 500 bob, because I was also like, I can't charge people like a lot of money.
A lot of money, yeah.
But they loved it, and so that's the show that I've done maybe 8-9 times now. The last time I did it was 2019.
Incredible.
In November, before the pandemic.
And I can imagine you're putting your time, you're putting your money, you're putting your energy, and you're putting your career on the line. How is that for you? Like, yani unajiamini hivo, ama you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna try.
At the time, actually, like I was even telling somebody today, like I missed that, Patricia.
Yeah.
Because I was so brave and like, you know, like if I just I want to do something and I think I want to do it in this way.
Yeah.
I've never seen it before. Cool, let me bring it to life. And I even used to tell guys, I'd save up for life in the single lane like I would a vacation.
A vacation.
Yeah. Because
Like
I've
rent,
never
like
done it with sponsors. Even the last one, 2019,
yeah.
I got some people to come on board. Till today, I've never even asked them for the money.
Yeah.
But I'd make sure
But
everybody
you'd make
who's
sure.
involved is paid before we get on stage.
Wow.
That one, I think the 2019 one, I got my friends to come on stage with me. So Akina Bien, Noel Derito, Lisa Noah, Kendi, Jason, El Safan. Like those are a bunch of people on stage because how I envisioned it.
Yeah.
And even then, I didn't do it because it's like, oh, you know, time is coming, can make some money. It's I think it was April.
Yeah.
You know, God, whatever you believe in, just said to me, it's time.
It's time.
You're doing it again. So I can't not do it. Yeah. So, and yeah, I was super brave back then because it was just, it's this thing that I have to express. And it doesn't matter where it's expressed. It doesn't matter if sponsors come on board or not.
Yeah.
It's going to happen because it's in me for it to happen. But I think since the pandemic happened, like it's been tough and, you know, my mental health has really dipped. And so a lot of things like all the imposter syndrome, the fear, the self-doubt, all these things sort of like it's just become like a very big stew. A very big Kikuyu stew. Peas, potatoes, the waroos, the carrots, But I'm working on it.
I like that. Well, I'm looking forward. I know you've been doing so much and I want to be able to talk about that. But let's talk about your YouTube channel, which I love. Your vlogs. I love how you were taking us on your trips. I love how you involved your family as well. Shout out to Crispina, your grandma, and Vicky.
My God, girl! You went in.
I went in.
Oh my goodness.
Let's talk about your YouTube channel. What's the vision? Because I can see you coming back. What do you want to be able to share with us?
I think for me, the YouTube channel, which is still something that I miss so much, and definitely like every single day I think about it, and it's something I want to come back to.
Yeah.
Again, you know, the pandemic just came with a lot of darkness, I guess, and like the self-doubt and the imposter syndrome just got really super amplified. But the vision was, you know, there was a time when, I remember, you know how Snapchat would have like days where they would highlight
the memories,
a city.
Oh, okay.
So like globally, it would be Spotlight on Nairobi. And I remember when Snapchat had that Nairobi day.
Yeah.
A lot of the comments were like, what are people in Nairobi, in Kenya doing with smartphones? Shouldn't they be like looking for food?
Come on.
Aren't they all hungry? And what are they like? And for me, I used to find that narrative just, it's almost like people out there are fed one story and that's all they think there is to Africa as a continent. And I wanted to be part of the many creators who are from here, who can give like their story about what it's like to live here. And all kinds of stories, you know, like see it from this person's lens or this other person's lens. But so that when you Google Nairobi, Kenya, or YouTuber from Nairobi, there exists multiple creators who are telling you what life is in Nairobi. One person will give their perspective, another will give their perspective, multiple versions, and I just wanted to be one of those voices. So that was the vision. And for me, it was also very like, I wanted you to come onto the channel and you learn a new artist, a new Kenyan artist, or you learn about a new fashion brand, like, you know, like sauces, like a company that's, you know, like I just wanted it to be a place where you come and you see the Buddha rides, you know, and I'm just one person. I'm not the only story, or I'm not the only voice, but one of many who's showing you a slice of what, you know, life is like here. So that was the vision. That was the vision.
Are we getting back to that?
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
In God's time. But yes, indeed.
He will just be like, it's your time now. Just like he did before.
Yeah, what's funny is that I'm constantly creating for YouTube. But I think I've let the inner critic has, I don't know, it used to be like a small whisper which you can overcome, and I think I let myself give it a very big megaphone, like a big mic. So it's so loud. It's grown to be so loud in my head. But this year I think has been the toughest. Not just for YouTube, but like all my platforms, you know, like just questioning, you know, like, who even cares?
We all care. Come on, we all care. Because, you know, everybody was like, but where is she? What is she doing? We miss her. You know, I got to just tag you, and I was like, hey guys, do you have questions? And guys were like, yo, we miss her. Where has she been? You know, that's like the most question I'm getting.
I've been deep in my head, and
please get out.
I'm climbing out of it. I also just need to just give myself a nice slap in the face. Like, girl, wake up. And also allow yourself to go through it so that you can get over it. Initially, you started working on radio by reading news. And you had always wanted to host a radio show where you played African music. And I want to be able to talk about how this was, because you worked with 1FM and Homeboys. Talk to us. So you had a show on Sunday. It was on Sundays, right? Take us through how it was being on radio. So 1FM, I'd heard about 1FM. I'd heard that there's a new station that's going to be starting and they're going to play just like African music. And I was like, I want to be there. That's exactly where I want to be. And when they started, I remember they had Adele Onyango as one of the hosts, and this guy called Roy, and Roy and Cherry. And then I don't remember who was doing breakfast, but there was just the two shows. And I remember knocking on those doors like, yo. I want to be here. And at the time, they were like, well, we already have hosts for the two shows that we're doing, but when we're ready, we'll call you. I was like, no, I'm not going home. You'll forget about me. So what do you need? What can I do now? And they're like, well, we don't have a news anchor yet. Can you do a voice test for that? I was like, bet. I will do it. And I remember going home and going back the next day. Practice. You know, I was like, and I guess that's the benefit of being an actress. And I remember they gave me the job, and there were 3 interns who were now going to be the reporters. And I remember sitting with them and just telling them, no, you know, you guys are the experts here. You're the ones who are the journalists. I'm not. I'm your mouthpiece. So you're going to teach me everything you know. And we're going to be a team to kind of like bring this news desk to life. And so I learned on the job. I remember day 1 when we finally went live. Initially, we were recording the bulletin. Recorded the first one, the second one. Then I was like, nah, I want to do this live. I'm not feeling this recording. And from day 1, I remember going live. And I learned so much. One of the interns was Ashamwilu. who then now ended up at KTN and
Yeah,
Citizen. And she's now like, leading her own media house, Debunk Media. So shout out to her, because she was a big part of me getting to learn on the job. And Dennis Toll as well.
Wow.
Who now works at KTN as a news anchor. I think he's still at KTN, but he came to Homeboys at some point as well, I remember, before KTN. So like they really played a part in me doing the news well. I did it for 2 years, and then I left to go on tour in Europe for 3 months. That show that we did called Out of Africa, Out of Africa, a story through magical Kenya. Music, just showcasing Kenya in
Kenyan
music and dance.
How was that tour?
Incredible, but also like it was everything, good, bad, hard, fun. It was wonderful. I think a lot of the experiences I've had also, like, for me, the standout highlights is the people I was doing it with, So that one, we were 15 artists, and then we were 22 in total, 15 singers, and then 7 band members.
Wow.
And it was the likes of Mkamze, Mayonde, Antonio Sol, Amelina, Charlie Ouda, Nema, Silayo. She goes by Silayo now. Like, it was a bunch of really talented people. And we were 3 months in Europe during the winter. But we got to sort of like co-create that show and do a run, a theater run in like different towns, different cities. We did Holland, we did the Netherlands, we did Belgium, we did Denmark, and we did Sweden, I think. It was wonderful. It was wonderful being with those people. I think the people make something beautiful.
True.
Aside from like also what you're seeing on stage, but also just the people that you're with. And it was such an honor and a privilege to have been a part of that. So I always think back with Silas. Silas Miami was there as well. I was just with him in Netherlands. So just beautiful, talented people.
One thing I really admire about you is how you love family. And you have 2 families, I would say. You have your family, and then you got to celebrate 9 years with Because You Said So.
Yes. And we even have a show this Saturday.
Yes, at Vista Oswald Community Center. Yup. How was that? 9 years is quite a long time.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And I have to give it to Jason for the consistency. Because that show, we do it every 2 months. The only time we kind of like had a break in that schedule was when the pandemic happened. And I think the first maybe 3 shows during the pandemic we did online. But it's an improv show. And it's called Because You Said So because we also involve the audience.
Yes.
And there's no script. A lot of people are like, oh, I see your show is coming. You guys must have rehearsals. And so I'm like, girl, we don't rehearse. We don't. We hang out like the day before just to catch up with each other because we're friends. We're friends first. Like, we knew each other before. I was with Justo today at the audition, and I was saying, Jason is like my oldest friend. We've known each other 20 years. Wow. Then Mugambi, we met when we did Joseph, which is 19 years ago.
Wow.
K1, who I've known for years, Justo joined us like after we had started, but I was just thinking, oh my God, like I don't even remember BYSS without you. June, who I've been like a mega fan of since. Where did I first hear June's voice? When I did Joseph. But I heard it on a CD, a Christmas CD that was like a Christmas compilation produced by Victor Say. So I remember listening to her voice and just thinking, oh my God. And so when I found, like, when we were doing this show together, I'm just like, I can't believe it. I'm doing a show with June Gashui. But again, friendships, there were friendships that existed before we got on stage. So... Fesi, who I met in 2004. Who else is in that show? We Jason, K1, Yafesi, Mugash, June, Justo, and myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. When did you know you were funny? Like,
bro.
you know how people always say, women are not funny, but no, come on.
I don't even think of myself as funny.
Come on,
I'm not on stage trying to be funny. So even life in the single lane, like,
yeah.
when I did the 2019 one, somebody was like, Patricia, you're doing stand up.
Yeah.
You're doing improv. You're acting. You're singing on stage.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm on stage just sharing. And even with improv, because you said so.
Yeah.
We're really just goofing off. Like, that's how we are when we're having conversations. When you have that friend who's just animated and like, that's us. That's just who we are. But now we're having fun on stage.
Yeah.
We're playing games. We're playing improv games. And we're including the audience. So they also get to be a part of what's happening on stage.
Yeah.
Some people have shared, like, people who like come to the, like, our diehards. They're like, man, BYSS is just every 2 months. I know I can just come.
Yeah.
All the stress that's been building up, I come. I
laugh it all off.
Go back to life.
Yeah.
It's really just that, and I think the chemistry. That is maintained through friendships. That's kind of like what brings the magic onto the stage. So it's not that we are there thinking we're funny people. Because I'll meet people and they're like, Abu, tell me a joke. I'm like, bro,
come on.
I'm not even saying jokes. I'm just, maybe my life is funny.
Yeah.
maybe you're just laughing at me, That's what it is.
Incredible. What's been your favorite BYSS show and why?
I mean, I don't know if I can say we have favorites. Some are tougher than others. Like, maybe we're not like, I don't know, sometimes it's a tough crowd.
Yeah.
Or sometimes, like, guys are going through it. But, I mean, we're always giving 100%.
Yeah.
But also the beauty of BYSS and improv is, with improv, there's no right or wrong. You just give.
Yeah.
Improv is about yes and. So what you're given and, like, continue.
Yeah.
But also we have a stool. So if a joke bombs, stool, the audience can send you to the stool.
Yeah.
So that pressure of, like, having to make sure everything is funny is gone.
Yeah.
If you fail, you fail. You move on to the next.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe the favorite ones have been the ones where we felt like the audience was really there with us, and we can leave and just be like, what? That was a dope show.
That was dope, yeah.
Other times it's been tough, but it doesn't mean that a tough show was not funny. There's still laughs. It's just us who know.
Yeah.
Hey, that one struggled. Did a good job. Yeah.
Incredible. So I saw somewhere, and I just want you to clarify with me, in 2020, there was the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, and you were nominated for Favorite African Star. Yo, like, I was like, this is huge. How was, like, please take us through how it was. Put me in your shoes.
So let me give you an example of an imposter syndrome.
Please.
Those guys emailed me. I was like, nah.
No.
I ignored their email.
Yeah. You're like, no.
Then they email me again. They're like, yeah, could you please send us, like, pictures so that we can use for the assets. I was like, I ignored. So they had to email again. They're like, yo, this is, like, I don't know if you got our email, but this is so I remember just sending pictures and being like, nah. And then when they started the promos, they sent the assets and everything, and I was like, I ain't saying nothing.
I ain't saying nothing.
These people, they must have gotten there must be another Patricia somewhere called Patricia Kihoro. Or, like, for me, I just was like, there's no freaking way that I was just like, nah.
No.
And the only reason I spoke about it is because somebody else on Twitter, somebody put the story in the paper. Oh, Patricia Kihoro has been nominated. So of course I have family members sending me like, oh, what's this? Or, and I was like, oh my God. Okay, so now it's out there.
Yeah,
I guess I have to talk about
Talk
it.
about it. Yeah.
And I remember there was this guy called Dex,
Mhm.
Dex on Twitter.
Mhm.
He was now like reposting, telling
Sharing,
guys, like, sharing,
go vote.
and I was like, oh my goodness, like there's support for this thing that I don't even believe I deserve.
Mhm.
So that's the only, like, I don't know. It was so wild to me.
Yeah.
So first of all, I was like, there's no way I'm winning this thing. I'm not asking for votes. I'm not like this. I'm a fraud. I got the wrong person. But I think also just seeing that like other people here were excited about it.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay, you know what? Maybe just lean into that. And so I started sharing what other people were tweeting me. I didn't like tell guys myself at vote for me.
Yeah.
I posted it on my Instagram and then I was like, and then the pandemic happened.
Yeah. Because I wasn't sure. Because, I barely saw it. And I was like, wait, I have to ask. Now, Patricia, I will just give you your flowers. You are an incredible woman. And I really appreciate how you dedicate your time to conscious initiatives such as the Rape Awareness Organization, No Means No, and you're an ambassador for CATSI Kenya, the Cancer Awareness and Treatment Support Initiative. A lot of people don't do this, and I just want to know for you, why do you take the initiative?
First of all, shout out to Adele Anyango, because No Means No, she was the one who sort of conceptualized that, and that was her brainchild.
Yeah.
And then Katsi Kenya, how did I get involved in that? So Jenny, Edith, they'd done the presenter, KTN, so they, I think they're the ones who reached out to me.
Yeah.
And it was the brainchild of Mrs. Lee, who heads the Nairobi International School. And so they had this initiative with Akina Jonah, Jonah Ochako, I remember. And it was basically just, to bring awareness to cancer and to help raise funds. I remember the first event they put up was a concert at the school, and, just to sort of raise funds and to have that go into cancer treatment, cancer research.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to, like, not even at its CSR, like now we've gotten to a place where people are like, okay, what's the CSR thing? So that I also, like, it appears that I'm doing this thing, but to actually just care about what having a platform, understanding the impact that can have.
Yeah.
It may not necessarily mean that you have to go do this or that. Different people are spurred by different things.
Yeah.
And for me, I think if I care about something, I've learned that even whatever small action counts.
Yeah.
Whatever you can do counts, right? Whatever way you can support something counts.
Yeah.
Whether it's amplification on social media, whether it's actual, like, sending money.
Yeah.
Whether it's actual showing up and doing something.
Yeah.
It can look so many different ways. And I think for me, I'm not the kind of person who can just, like, see something and it matters and then, like, stand back.
Yeah.
But it looks different to different people.
True.
And I think for me, that's why, like, I want it, and not in like a look at me, I'm doing this, not that kind of way, but like just knowing the impact that
your platform
has.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can get overwhelming. A lot of people also don't understand that, like, even the people with a platform also they're human beings.
True.
With lives, and some things could be triggering because maybe they went through something similar, and in that space and time they're not able to engage. But when you can do something, do it. And it doesn't have to be some massive, big action. Even small actions count.
True.
And when you can, if you can, do what you can.
Yeah.
And just believe that will spur something. If you're not trying to change the entire world, you're not trying to change. You can, if you're changing one person's world, then that's enough. So for me, that's my why, and it looks so many different ways.
Yeah.
But I'm also kind of cognizant of
why.
Yeah, just
Why you're doing it. You participated as an advisory council member for the 2022-2023 Be Good and Global Citizen Fellowship Program. This is funded by Beyonce and Tyler Perry, guys. I want to know what this program is about and how this was.
So the Be Good program, first of all, it was... yes, a partnership, Be Good, and Tyler Perry, they donated $1 million.
Wow.
And it was a program that was then, Global Citizen is kind of like the custodian. And what they did, every year they would select people from, it started with South Africa. So fellows would apply. And these are fellows like who are interested in social impact or have been doing something in the social impact space within their communities. And so the Be Good program would select a number of them, and then it's kind of like a job. So for the year, you're paid a salary.
Okay.
And you get to learn, like you get to be in different parts of the organization, whether it's social media, whether it's planning, whether it's this, like different things. So you get to learn through all of these like different facets of the organization, so that you can be better equipped to now go out into the world with your social impact causes. But also they want to allow the fellows to also get into the workspace. So last year was the first year they had Kenya.
Okay.
So it was South Africa, then they went into Nigeria, and then last year it was now Nigeria, South Africa, Kenya. So I remember initially like putting out the call out, like apply.
Yeah.
And then 5 fellows were selected from Kenya. And then now throughout the program, every once in a while we'd have like calls and then sort of like giving advice, helping them with, some of the projects they were working on.
Yeah.
And just like I was a sounding board, if they have an idea for this, or if they're looking for help with this. And even that was another imposter syndrome moment, because I only put it up in my bio after the program.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it actually happened. But it was so wonderful. First of all, those 5 Kenyan fellows are amazing.
Yeah.
They're so bold and so like smart and so driven.
Yeah.
And just to see how spurred on they are, like by their passion for social impact, was very inspiring.
Yeah.
And it was incredibly humbling to be a part of that.
Yeah.
It's again, social impact looks so many different ways.
Yeah.
And you can have impact in a small way, whoever you are.
Yeah.
Because like another thing about Global Citizen is that they want to encourage everybody to know that even the action of clicking take action on their website, it means something. And you can go to the website and see all the things that they're doing and that you can be a part of.
Incredible. You were in Amsterdam. You went to see Beyonce. Girl, let me tell you, we were just like in awe. Tell us, how was it?
So Beyonce anakuanga tu ni kadem kapoa.
Hebu tuambie, unajua si tunamwonanga tu kwa screens. Ulimwona live.
So interesting. So something I say to people actually is like, I'm not like her biggest fan. And not that I'm saying I don't love her. I do. But like my friends are bigger fans. Bigger fans.
Yeah.
So this was actually my 3rd time seeing Beyonce. I'd seen her twice before in France, in Paris and in Nice back in 2018 with another friend of mine who's also a huge fan. So this year when the tour was announced, my friend Silas, who lives in Amsterdam, was a huge fan, and for sure he was going. But then Sharon had also wanted to go, and she was like planning. And I was like, "Yo, Sharon, if you want to go, I'm happy to come too. Like, I'm happy to also like."
Join in.
Yeah,
let's
come,
go.
like, be part of the plan.
Yeah.
Because, like, I would love to also be with you as you experience Beyonce for the first time. And also, yeah, like, for me, it was like, yeah, I'd love to go, like. And so, you know, we got Silas to help us with the tickets because, you know, Ticketmaster, they weren't accepting cards from here. And then, so we started the planning back in March. So the tickets we bought, and then visa applications. First week of April, I think, is when we went. And sort of like just rallying guys, like, if you're a Beyonce fan, I remember like telling one boy of Angel Smile, yeah, we're going, we can in. So got her in on the ticket plan. Silas, you know, in Amsterdam, they were so helpful in like helping us like find hotels to stay at. And so when we finally went, I mean, I was excited. I love Beyonce. Seeing Beyonce live, for me as an artist, is meaningful. Like me, I love live experiences. Yeah. It's not even about who is performing, but if you like, I remember in 2019 when Sauti Soul were going to perform at Essence Fest. Yeah. I was just like, I have to be there. I love them so much. I would love to just be at Essence and also just to watch them perform like at Essence for the first time. Yeah. And paid for tickets, went for Essence, you know. So even this time, it was just so meaningful to be there with people who love Beyonce in the way that they do, but also for me as an artist and as a human being. For me, like, Beyonce is Beyonce. Yeah. And she's going around the world believing in herself, believing that she is the moment. Yes. She believes in her voice, in her music, in her daughter, in the people that bring that show to life. The dancers, like, everybody was a star on that stage. Yeah. Like, yes, Beyonce is Beyonce. Yeah. But everybody on that stage is a star. And you can see just like how much passion that they put into their performances. And for me, that was the meaningful thing. Yeah. That, yo, you have this thing, do it with 100%. And also do it like you believe that you deserve to pursue your passion. Yeah. I know, obviously, like, this part of the world, the creative arts is not as appreciated. We don't have the structures, we don't have the systems that like help people achieve their dreams in the way that maybe countries like the US do. Having the infrastructure, having organizations that are not stealing your money or your royalties, you know, like people who value the arts and put money into it. So it's not the same experience here, and I'm cognizant of the fact that, yeah, it can also be it's kind of like a privilege to be able to pursue your dream and to have access to the resources that allow you to do so. True. But my goodness, like, it just reminded me that you can also believe that you deserve to be excellent at whatever it is that you want to pursue. Yeah. And to hope that when people talk about the government, taxes, a lot of these policies and a lot of how the government works, it doesn't allow for us to thrive. True. Even if it's a regular corporate job, knowing that all you have to do is work hard and be a good person, be honest, and it'll pay back. It's very difficult to believe that here. Yeah. To believe that you'll pay your taxes and you'll get to see like the government working to make sure every single citizen lives a life of dignity. And I remember coming back home. And, you know, they talk about post-travel blues. Yeah. I've experienced that before, but this time it was so amplified also by coming back from a country where you can see what the bare minimum looks like what the bare minimum that the government is doing. Like, your tax, you see where your taxes are going. Yeah. I came back and it, like, I have been in like a really dark feeling despondent. Yeah. Because I'm made in Kenya. I love Kenya. I love my country. Yes. I wouldn't live anywhere else. You know, like, we can make it what we want it to be. We have faith. And then I think this was the first time it felt really like, wait, what? Yeah. We all deserve so much better from our government. True. We deserve systems that work.
Yeah.
And like also recognizing the privilege I have to be able to travel and to see what better looks like.
True.
Coming back, it really hit me hard that like we might be fighting. Yes, we'll fight the good fight, but we may not be the ones to see the fruits of that.
Yeah.
But like to have hope and optimism that it's still going to pay off, and hoping that, again, whatever small collective action we can all take goes into making this country better. The people you see like protesting, it's really just like, we deserve better.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that trip was beautiful, but it also was such a, because I mean, my house had been burgled like a couple of weeks before I left.
Oh no.
So of course, laptop, cameras, like the things I use for work.
Oh
TVs,
no. Oh no.
So I remember even thinking, oh my God, I have this Beyonce trip coming. I've committed to things.
Yeah.
Money that now I don't have, but it's, what? It's all good.
It's all
Life
right.
is about experiences. When I come back, the cops haven't really done anything. Nothing has moved. Nini. I was just like, man. But we have to be optimistic. I think that's the thing I'm trying to remember. Like, we deserve better, and we can get better.
True. True. You've been in this industry for quite a long time. Where do you think it's going, and where do you think we're at right now?
For me, from my perspective, the thing that continues to give me hope and optimism is just how much the creatives right now are so passionate.
Yes.
And they're just doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Regardless, they're just like, we will still create.
Doing the damn thing. So I think it's like, even despite all the things I was like, just, woe is us. Despite that, people are like fighting for their art, fighting for their music, fighting to, like I was having a conversation with Naomi Nganga today of Style by Naomi. She's an actress, really great actress, but also an entrepreneur. She's got this fashion house that she's just so talented, and it's grown to such a beautiful business. But she was talking about how hard it is, and even as an actor, it's the industry still. I don't know that there are people who are living the life like. Like even you see, like Lupita is like she's living, she's making the money, but she had to leave.
Yeah,
you get. And I would love for us to get to that point here.
Yeah,
where as an artist, whether you're a musician, an actress, an entrepreneur, that you see the fruits of your labor, and you get to live a good life, not just like I'm surviving, I can make rent, but to actually like thrive. I hope we can get there, and I think maybe we're moving towards that direction. It might be slow, but I love that we're still going.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's like we're still going. Joseph was 19 years ago. Yeah, the people I was acting with on stage, we were there today at that audition today. Yeah. One of them is like the writer. He's the one who's cast. He's like auditioning us.
You guys. Wow.
And you see here, he's audition. He's not telling us, I've engaged you in this show. Come audition. Yeah. So we're still doing the work. We're still like paying our dues. Yeah. But that means that there's something that's keeping us going. There's something that we all believe in. Yeah. That we all sort of collectively want for this industry. And so that just means it's not for nothing. So I think we're in a good, we're heading towards it. It's not like pessimistic. It's not like, it's tough, but we're moving forward.
Okay. I have 2 questions before we have to love and leave you, because I'm aware you need to be somewhere. I want to be able to ask you, what do you love most about being a woman?
That's such an interesting question. And for me, I've never been a man. So there's nothing to compare it to.
Yeah.
But from my interactions with the men in my life, whether it's family, whether it's, lovers, whether it's friends,
Yeah.
I love that we can be strong, we can be hard, and we can be soft.
Yeah.
At the same time, and the ways in which what we bring to the world, everybody has their place.
Yeah.
And everybody, because also being a woman is not the same for every woman.
True.
Right?
Yeah.
We can all describe womanhood in different words,
ways.
different terms, different experiences. So I don't know how to answer that question, but I can say that for me, being Patricia, being who I am, I just love that you can be soft and tender and nurturing, but also be hard and strong and just we have layers. We're layered like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we can
I
be
hear you.
a multitude of things, and I think that's what I love about my experience as a woman.
All right. My last question. What does Patricia want to be remembered for?
Ooh. Wow. What do I want to be remembered for? I think and I hope that from all the different ways I've expressed myself, because it's not just linear, it's not just one thing.
Yeah.
I hope people can remember me for maybe I made them laugh one day,
Yes.
maybe I made them smile one day, maybe they saw my work and felt something, maybe they learned something, maybe they'll remember Patricia as a chick who just this chick just lives her life. And she's done so many things, Yani she just does her. I think that, and maybe I hope that somebody will just think, oh my goodness, I thought I'm turning 38 in January.
Yeah.
Right?
January 4th?
Yes, January 4th, like Beyonce's mom, like Caroline Mutoko, who else? DJ Hypnotic.
Wow.
Dij. Tuko kadhaa. Yeah, that's not a typical 37-year-old. You mean 30s can be lit?
Yes.
Oh, that's not you can be a singer, but also you can be, you can have a psychology degree, and also you can also act, and also you can be in radio, and also you can, I hope people will remember that I was, a part of what I showcased was that you don't have to follow any rules, that you express yourself, that you try and just allow every single facet of yourself to exist.
Yeah.
And also the beauty of impermanence, it's okay to do something, you do it at 100.
Yeah.
And then you did it, and then you move on to the next.
Yes.
It's okay. Success is not measured by how long something lasted.
True.
And I feel like a lot of people hold on to things because it's okay, so there's this one thing and I have to do it for life, because otherwise it's failed.
Yeah.
No, you can have a business that starts, you did what you did. If it lasts 3 years, you did what you did.
True.
You were happy, or you succeeded or failed, but then also you were able to pick yourself up and go on to the next.
Yeah.
Or you were able to say, this thing has worked out so well, but I'm not feeling it anymore, and I actually want to go into this other thing.
Yeah.
I was having a conversation with a friend of mine who is one of the most beautiful singers on the planet.
Yeah.
She's Kenyan. Wandra. Oh my God.
Yes.
Her voice, her music.
Yeah.
But then she's also been sharing on her stories lately how she hasn't been feeling she said that in the last year she's written one song, but then also life is taking her in a different direction, completely opposite.
Yeah.
Into the world of tech. And it's that's dope.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Sometimes you feel yes, music is my thing, I'm a musician, but because I've only written one song in a year, I'm I'm failing at being a musician.
No.
You gave us the gift of your music. You honored that gift that you were given by God.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay to also like ebb and flow, go into this other thing. Maybe you'll become this like tech genius.
Yeah.
And then one day you'll just be like launching something and you're there singing it to us and we're just like mind blown because like even Will.i.am, he's like into robotics now. And you know, like you have so many sides to you. And also if you just have one, that's perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
Every single person in the world is valuable for who they are.
Yeah.
Not for their productivity, not for like how capitalism has just like
it's ruined everything.
You know?
Yeah.
But like you are valuable just by virtue of who you are, and allow yourself to express as many versions of yourself as there are.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's one, that too.
Yes.
You know, you are of value to the world, not by what you give the world, but by who you are, and allowing those gifts to flow through you, because we are conduits, we are channels through which all these gifts move through us. And even after they pass, you are still you, and you are still worthy.
Yeah. Incredible. I want to thank you so much for coming. It's been an incredible interview. I've learned so much. I'm sure the listeners have loved having you here. Please continue inspiring. Please continue creating. We're just going to be on the lookout. We're going to be cheering you on. And I just want to remind guys to please make sure you buy your ticket for the BYSS. It's happening at Visa Oswald this Saturday, right? So please make sure, guys, you pull up. Please make sure you go support Patricia Wangeshi Kihoro. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for
such a
having
lovely
me.
soul.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate this, and I'm also like really happy that you guys are doing this, like being the only radio station that's playing only Kenyan music. Like, you know, that's another step from like African to just
it is,
Kenyan. And like, I just want to let you know that we're here, we see you, and I wish you guys the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you also to all the listeners. This has been the Women Takeover Wednesday show with Patricia, but do not go anywhere because I am still here. I am going to play Patricia Kihoro, The Nest, that presents Legacy for Hakuna Matata. This is Radio 254, the home of Kenyan music and content.
Kila kitu kitawa sawa sawa, my lover, you don't have to worry, everything will be alright. Penzi wangu, niko hapa kama nataka msichana sana, tuliko sana, lakini hizo ni mambo za jana. Leo siku mpya, tuendelee, tusahau zile makosa, then we can live and learn all the precious things that we can earn forever. Oh my baby, was I chose you to be my number moja, through sickness and health, poverty and wealth, living each and every day, baby, as it comes. I got a love call to set your ball rolling. I made the plans in my mind how to make you mine. Penzi, hakuna matata, kila kitu kitawa sawa.